Company processes and systems allow for more consistency, accuracy, efficiency, and scalability throughout your organization. I'm Jessica Krause, and I'm with New Life Accounting, and this is Build What Lasts. So last week we discussed why company processes were so important to have. And today we're going to dive into identifying what those core processes are to really get you started. So according to Gino Wickman in the book Traction, companies should have around 6 to 10 core processes. Now, a lot of these are going to be similar no matter what industry you're in. I'm going to dive into a little bit more specific to the construction industry and what some of these examples may look like. So number one would be the HR process. That's going to be everything from recruiting talent, interviews, hiring, your benefit package, firing, everything that has to do with having employees in a team. So everything through that HR process. The number two core process may be your marketing process, or maybe you want to call it relationship building process, depending on what works for your company. And that's going to be, how are you getting your name out there? How are you making those connections and building those relationships so that people know what you do, who you are, that you provide good quality work, and that you want to have that opportunity to bid on projects? The third core process could be your sales and or estimating process. And that's going to be, what does it look like when you get that opportunity to bid? What's that next step for your company? Who does it go to? What does the estimating process look like? How does it get submitted? All the detail that would be into that process. Number four, could be the project kickoff process. So, okay, now they come back and say, congratulations, you got awarded this project. What are the next steps to make sure that everything gets kicked off accurately and successfully so this project can have a good running start? Number five could be your service delivery project. So now the job is going. And what does that look like on an ongoing basis? Some of our clients' projects are 2 to 3 years long, more closer to the 2-year part, but that's a long time. And there's a lot of things happening within that 2-year time frame. So making sure that we understand what that service delivery, that core piece really looks like. Number 6 could be the project closeout process. So now the project is complete. What do those next steps look like? What about the warranty work and how we close out the project? And what about our job review? Like, if we did well, how was our actual estimate? And how did that turn out? And then number 7 could be your customer retention process. What does it look like to interact with your clients on an ongoing basis to make sure that you keep that relationship building and keep the work flowing through that customer? And then number 8 could be your accounting process and all the things that are involved in that accounting process, your billing, your change orders, your vendor invoices, your payroll piece, your ACH charges, everything that has to do with accounting. So you may have more core processes, you may have less core processes. You can have different names than I suggested. Maybe there's something that's more important specifically to your company that wouldn't be in other construction companies. And that's a core process for your team. The most important thing is that everyone is on the same page and that there's only one name for each of these processes and everyone's using it correctly. So we don't want some person calling it the marketing process and some person calling it the relationship building process, and then you don't really know what they're talking about. Once we've identified these core processes, we can start building out all the details underneath. But we need to identify the core processes first, then we'll build it out and we'll put it all into one document so that everyone can have access to it, understand it, and follow it. Again, this really allows you more opportunities as the owner for your company. And it's well worth the time commitment and energy that you're going to put into it. Having these standard processes and procedures really allows your company to be more valuable. It allows you to grow the business. Like I said, scalability. It allows someone else to run it, and then you have good controls over what's going on inside of it. Or it can allow you to sell it and get the most money that you can for your business. So content is worthless without action. So your action item is for you to schedule 2 hours on your calendar. It's not actually having the meeting, but just the action of scheduling it. I would like you to follow up with the actual meeting. But first, today, your action item is to schedule 2 hours on your calendar with either just yourself, or if you have a leadership group, the leadership group, and you are going to identify what these core processes are for your business. You're going to make sure that they are clearly named and that everyone agrees to them. So if you need help with this, we'll be following up with some additional content on company processes and what these may look like, really diving into a lot of the accounting processes themselves. But if that isn't enough, or if you would like more one-on-one, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to give you an hour of our time and see how we can provide value and help to your construction business. We know your time is valuable, so I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'm Jessica Krause with New Life Accounting, and we're here to help you build what lasts.